Welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Yes, today is finally the UFO 50 video. Now, things are going to work a little differently than I had initially talked about. I realized it was a lot of effort to go through and talk about each game for 1 minute each. So instead, I will just give you my thoughts on the game as a whole. Straight up, UFO 50 has a lot of sports games. I'm not too big on those. With a few exceptions, Bushido Ball is a lot of fun. And the different ninjas that you can play as in that and try to use the different abilities of each character to outsmart your opponents. That one's fun. Kick Club, that one I don't really care for. I think it's like Paint Chasers. I don't really care for that one. I don't really care for the Big Bell Race and other sports ones like that. And that's largely because I'm just not a sports guy. And it does have a few puzzle games. I enjoy Camouflage. It's a game where you play as a little lizard. You have to navigate through each level trying to avoid predators while collecting coconuts and little babies. I also enjoy Block Koala, which is a game where you push around boxes. It's akin to a lot of Sokoban games, but in this one, each of the boxes has a number on it. If you push two of the same number together, they combine into the next number. Or if you push a number into a dot, it combines to the next number. So if you push a 2 into a dot, it forms 3, but if you also push a 2 into a 2, it forms 3. But that only applies to the red boxes, because of the black boxes, each time you push it, it reduces its number by 1. But you can also still push them together. If you hear some noise in the background, that is because my father decided to start up laundry right before I started this recording. I was about to go tell him to not do it yet, but then when I opened the door, it was already started. So, sorry about that. But anyways, then there's also some platformers like Ninjax. That one I'm not the biggest fan of due to the endless runner aspect of it. I enjoy platformers where you kind of are forced to explore more. That's why I enjoy Mooncat, although I do not enjoy its controls. Mooncat controls fairly funkily. It's hard to explain unless you experience it yourself. And then there's like Barbuda. That one just feels slow and clunky. What else? Oh, and Kick Club is also technically a platformer. That one feels fine to play. It also has its own mix of Metroidvanias. Like I know Warp Tank isn't a Metroidvania, but the gameplay feels like it almost to me. And like there are just a bunch, 50 different games that are a lot of fun to play, a lot of fun to explore. Find the games that intrigue you. Find the games that you actually want to get good at. Like I got good at Mooncat just because it was fun trying to master the awkward controls. There's like a party planner and different things. Party planner is one where you are presented with different scenarios and you have to strategize and build out a deck of guests that you invite to parties to try to complete a certain goal. Like as an example, there's one that's called like Alien Party or whatever, that basically you have to invite 4 aliens to a party. You have 25 parties to do so. If you don't manage to do it in any of them, you fail. And yeah, that's a lot of what I gotta say about UFO 50. I love the theming and the style of it. It's just too much to try to talk about for 1 minute each, at least with how I make my videos. That's a lot of work and a lot of time. So, yeah. That's all I've got to say about UFO 50. Oh, and UFO 50 really doesn't have any accessibility settings, which is kind of on brand and theming with it because it's meant to be a retro collection of 50 different games from a console that never existed. But so because of that, it's retro. It's not It's not up to the modern standards of, oh yeah, a lot of games should have like a lot of accessibility settings and customizability. And not really. UFO 50 is kind of bare bones in that regard, which is okay. It fits the theming well. But next week we'll talk about Garden Trills, a game where you play as a bird trying to make friends in your new neighborhood by bringing your neighbors gifts and also trying to restart the hoses in the water system for the garden around your home neighborhood. It kind of has a mix between say Stardew Valley and actually no, it has like a mix between Distant Blossom and or Distant Bloom. I can't remember what the name is, but it has a mix between Distant Bloom and like I want to say Worms, like the Worms strategy games. Just because like every flower you plant in the game has different effects and all that. But yeah, no, it's a fun game. I want to talk about it next week. See you guys then. Bye.